What is going down, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Niner Empire, we are NFC West Champs. Holy cow. Alright, so it took me a minute to process the win. If you guys didn't watch my preview video yesterday, I did a preview video on that game, a post-game video. I did a preview video on that game too, but I'm talking about the post-game video. So the post-game video I did, I didn't really process that we had won, kind of probably for the fact that, I don't know, it just didn't really hit me that we won the NFC West. It was just like another win almost. That's what it felt like. But like, we were in Seattle, and it just felt so weird because we haven't beat Seattle, in Seattle since Russell Wilson has been a Seattle Seahawk, and that was in 2011, before Russell Wilson was drafted. So we haven't beat Seattle since then, and for us to be finally able to get a win in Seattle, and for that to be a big win like it was, you know, the NFC West Championship, for us to go into Seattle after, you know, the rivalry, the Richard Sherman interception in the NFC, for us to go into Seattle in that game, it felt surreal. So 49ers finished their season 13-3, exactly like I predicted when we were 8-0. I knew that we were going to have to come out fury against Seattle. I mean, they've kind of conquered us, especially with us playing in Seattle. They've kind of conquered us for pretty much, I mean, as long as I can remember. And Trey Greenlaw stopped 4th and goal, Jake Hollister at the 1-yard line. And a lot of Seattle fans were talking about how Fred Warner hold that was not called should have been called. They're saying that the NFL basically screwed Seattle over, and a lot of that. Listen, like, there was contact, but there's NFL officials that had reviewed it, and they have came out and said already, these are reports I read on my phone right when I woke up, they have came out and said already that there was not enough evidence, and there was not enough to overturn that call to be a pass interference call. So either way, if that was reviewed, NFL executives, officials, whatever, have came out and said that it wouldn't have been called a holding penalty or a pass interference or whatever it was. But there was contact. But at the end of the day, I mean, Russell Wilson crossed the line. And I get his whole body needs to be across the line for that to be called, but I didn't know that. I thought if they were across the line at any given cost, when that ball was being thrown past the line of scrimmage, I thought that it was, it would be a penalty, and it wasn't. And that was kind of shocking. So there were calls that Seattle got away with. I'm not saying that was a call Seattle got away with because that was the rule. I actually just didn't know that. But there were a lot of calls prior to those calls that both teams, you know, kind of were screwed over on. And that's just the game of football. You know, the NFL officials can only do so much, and I hate how that has to be. As true as that sounds, the NFL officials can only do so much. And I don't understand why that is, for the simple fact that there's plenty of NFL officials on the field when games are being played. And for the fact that they can't get calls, the fact that they miss calls when calls should be, when they're bland, I don't know. But there were a lot of calls in this game that Seattle had that were not called, and I mean, I thought it was a fair game. It was a great game. I mean, as much as I hate the Seattle Seahawks, as much as I hate their fan base and their head coach and everything about the Seahawks and the color dark blue and the lime green, as much as I hate the Seattle Seahawks in general. I respect them. They have my utmost respect for them as a rival. That's just me. This is coming from a San Francisco 49er fan. I have a lot of respect for the Seattle Seahawks because of games like last night. Because every time we play Seattle, it seems like it's always coming down to the wire. And for that, I respect it. And Russell Wilson, he's a great quarterback. But it was about time for the 49ers to come away with a win in Seattle. And for them to do that, to secure the number 1 seed in the NFC Playoffs, to clinch that first round bye, and for us to be NFC West Champs, it feels great. Especially for us to be able to win in Seattle for my most hated team in the NFL and our probably biggest rival. For us to do that in their home field, oh, it felt great. Gosh. But anyways, so we get that first round bye, so we will not be playing next weekend. Seattle will be playing Philly in the wild card round, and the 49ers will host the lowest seed remaining in the divisional round. So in yesterday's video, I said that we played the loser of the Eagles and Seahawks. We don't. We actually play the lowest seed in the NFC. So we'll be hosting. I think it's either we'll be hosting the Eagles, or it's likely we could be seeing Seattle again too, and that's why not in the divisional round, but that's why it's not Seattle. Like, yeah, we beat Seattle to clinch the NFC West, but it's likely we could meet them again if they continue to win in the playoffs. So we'll see how it pans out, but it's always a hell of a game. It's always a dogfight between Seattle and San Francisco, and I hate playing Seattle because of that simple reason. They're my favorite team in the NFL. They always have been. But the 49ers finally, is the first time since 2011, beat them in Seattle, and we're NFC West Champs. So I'm actually going to be ordering the NFC West sideline apparel that just dropped last night after the 49ers won that game. They've got a similar shirt like this. It says the West is not enough. I've got that ordered. And then I've also got the, I'm thinking, well, I haven't ordered it yet, but I'm thinking about getting the NFC West Champion beanie. I'm really debating that. I like that beanie a lot, and I have like 8 49ers beanies, so might as well add to the collection. But yeah, so the West is not enough. That long sleeve t-shirt, I ended up ordering that last night. That is on the way, so that'll be here, and once that does get here, I'll do like a little unboxing video for you guys, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So 49ers NFC West Champs. It's never felt so great, and like I said, clinching it in Seattle, to be able to do that is phenomenal, and we got it done on the road. So if I had to give game balls for this game, I think I'm going to start doing that every 49ers game. I'm going to do like a little segment on here, like a game ball segment, or like MVP of the game segment. I'm going to give 2 players, one on offense, one on defense, that I think were the MVPs of the game. So on defense, to be completely honest, it's got to be Dre Greenlaw, and not just because he stopped Jake Hollister at the 1-yard line for us to be able to win that football game, but for the simple fact that Dre Greenlaw had 11 tackles last night, and I think 3 of those were tackles for loss. He was all over the field last night. If there had to be a defensive MVP, it's got to be Dre Greenlaw. And I think Tier 2's got to go to Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa was he didn't have a sack last night, but the way he impacted that game, getting pressure on Russell Wilson, was a game changer. And Nick Bosa was also a very good player. But the standout yesterday, Dre Greenlaw, rookie out of Arkansas. 49ers just got him last season. I think he was a 3rd or 4th round pick. I think that was our 4th round pick, maybe our 3rd. But either way, we got him out of Arkansas, and he's been filling in for Quan Alexander since Quan Alexander's been out with that torn pec. He stepped up huge. It was the biggest it was probably the biggest game of the 49ers season, and he played his ass off. Defensive MVP's got to go to Dre Greenlaw. So, Dre Greenlaw, props to you, my guy. Stud, all pro in the making. And these 49ers linebackers are quick. And as for the offense, it's got to be Deebo. Deebo Samuel is a premier receiver in this league and is going to be an all-star. Deebo's he's so fast. He is so quick, and he keeps the defense guessing. So the offense MVP's got to go to Deebo Samuel, especially on that touchdown he had. And great blocking by Juszczyk on that touchdown he had. He took out Michael Kendricks, and I think he took out, it was a defensive back, maybe Shaquem Griffin or something like that. But Juszczyk, all these guys played well. Niners are NFC West Champs. I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk, Victory Monday talk, about the Niners' victory last night in Seattle. And I'll be on YouTube all day with breaking news. I've got a lot of to cover because we have NFL coach firings. There's a lot of cover. So I'm where I need to be, so I'm going to get in here, then I'll go home and start on these new videos. So the Niners, NFC West Champs, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know if you guys want me to do, from here on out, Victory Monday into next season. Victory Monday talk videos after every game. Obviously, I'll still be doing the post-game recap videos, but to come on here, I may be switching it into live streams, do like post-Victory Monday live streams, or I might just make little videos like this. So let me know what you guys want in the comments down below. Niners, NFC West Champs, feels so great, and on to the divisional round, get that first round bye. Go Niners as always, and I will see you guys in the next one.